Superpower.
which is precisely what we're diving into today, the future tense in English.
Mm-hmm.
Think of this as your backstage pass to feeling confident talking about, well, anything coming up.
And our guide for this is a resource called Ginger Test. They focus on making English grammar, smart and accessible.
Simple and smart, yeah. We've basically pulled out the key insights to help you speak more fluently about the future.
So the mission for this deep dive,
It's really to get past just knowing the rules on paper.
we want you to feel genuinely comfortable using the future tense in everyday chats. So you can talk about what's coming with real confidence.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is the future tense, fundamentally?
Well, at its core, it's the set of tools, the verb forms we use for things that haven't happened yet.
Right.
So that covers like solid plans, educated guesses, predictions, even promises.
Exactly. Take a second, maybe think about something you're looking forward to.
Could be anything.
Yeah, a trip, maybe a meeting, or just, quiet night in.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling, that event still out there on the horizon,
Huh.
that's prime future tense territory.
And speaking of looking ahead, Ginger Test actually had a little prediction of their own.
Oh, yeah.
They sort of playfully suggested that paying attention to their stuff will probably improve your grammar.
Yeah, a nice little nudge. It does highlight a good point, though, doesn't it?
What's that?
That consciously working on grammar isn't just about ticking boxes. It's really an investment in clear communication, more confidence in your future conversations.
Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts then. The simple future tense. That's the big one, right?
It's definitely fundamental, and the structure is really straightforward.
Okay.
You just take your subject, add will, and then the basic verb form the infinitive without to.
Got it. And the source gives a clear example. I will call you later.
Perfect. Direct, simple, tells you about a future action.
And it pops up in a few common situations.
Oh, yeah, definitely. One big one is making decisions like right on the spot.
Ah, okay.
The example was, it's cold, I'll wear a jacket. See, no pre-planning, just a reaction deciding a future action.
Makes total sense. That spontaneous decision. What else?
Making promises is another key use, like, I'll help you with your homework.
Right, that's a clear commitment about the future.
Exactly. And also stating future facts, things that are just, set to happen.
Like schedules.
Yeah. Or just general truths about the future. The example, the concert will start at 8 p.m. It's a fixed future event.
So simple future, it's kind of the default, the workhorse for basic future stuff.
Pretty much. But English always has more options, right?
Always. So let's talk about the future continuous tense.
Yes. The future continuous. This one helps us paint a picture of an action in progress at a specific future time.
Okay, an action in progress.
Yeah.
And the structure.
Its subject plus will be a plus the verb ending in ing.
Right. And the example they gave was, I will be sleeping at midnight.
Exactly. It's not just that you'll sleep, but that the act of sleeping will be ongoing right at midnight.
I see. It emphasizes the duration or the activity itself happening then.
Precisely. It focuses on that ongoing nature. They had another great example.
Which was,
This time next week, I'll be relaxing on a beach.
ooh, nice. Yeah, you can really picture that continuous relaxing, not just arriving at the beach.
It adds atmosphere, doesn't it? That ing really signals something unfolding over time in the future.
So using this makes descriptions of future activities sound more vivid, more natural.
I think so, yeah. It adds that dynamic feel.
Okay, clear. Next up, the future perfect tense. Sounds conclusive.
That's a good way to think about it. It is about completion.
Right.
The structure is subject plus will have plus the past participle of the verb.
So the ed form for regular verbs or irregulars like gone, seen, done.
Exactly. And the example from Ginger Test was, she will have completed her project by tomorrow.
Ah, okay. The key there is by tomorrow. It sets that deadline, that point of completion.
Precisely. The future perfect is all about actions that will be finished before a specific future time. The focus is really on the result.
The result, right, getting it done.
The source calls it result-oriented, which I think sums it up well. It's about having something wrapped up by a future point.
Got it. It helps map out future accomplishment.
Definitely. Creates that timeline with clear milestones.
Okay, now for the one the source called the most advanced. Future perfect, continuous. Sounds like a mouthful.
It is a bit more complex, yeah, but it does something very specific.
Which is, and how do we build it?
The structure is subject plus will have been, plus the verb ending in ing.
Okay. Will have been doing something.
Right. And the example was, He will have been working here for 10 years by December.
Ah, okay. So it connects an ongoing action, its duration, and a future point.
Exactly that. It describes an action that's been in progress for a certain amount of time leading up to that specific future moment.
So the emphasis is on the duration up to that point.
Precisely. The source is right. Getting the hang of this one really does show a strong command of English grammar. It's about that nuance.
It adds that layer of detail, not just that he worked there, but the 10 years of continuous work leading up to December.
Yep. Allows for a much more detailed way to talk about future situations involving duration.
Now, we focused a lot on will, but it's easy to forget. That's not the only way to talk about the future in English, is it?
Not at all. And the source reminds us of that. There are other really common and important ways.
Which offer different shades of meaning, I guess.
Absolutely. They're often more natural in specific contexts. A huge one is going to.
Right. The example was, I'm going to visit Grandma.
Yeah. Going to often suggests a plan that's already been made or a strong intention.
So it feels a bit more decided than will sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you've already thought about it.
That's often the feeling, yeah. While will can be spontaneous or a general prediction, going to frequently implies more certainty or pre-existing plan. Very common for personal intentions.
Okay. What else besides will and going to?
Well, we also use the present continuous tense.
The ing form again, but present. Like,
Yeah.
we are meeting the team at 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems odd using a present tense for the future, but it's very common for scheduled arrangements.
So how's that different from saying we will be meeting?
Good question. The present continuous here strongly implies a fixed plan, often involving other people, and a set time like an appointment in the diary.
Ah, okay. More like a confirmed schedule item.
Right. We'll be meeting could work, but might focus more on the activity being in progress then, rather than the fixed nature of the arrangement itself.
I see the distinction. And there's one more, right? Even simple present.
Yes, surprisingly, as in, the flight leaves at 6 a.m.
That one always feels like a bit of grammar magic. When does that apply?
It's typically for fixed schedules, things on a timetable, think transport, movie times, official schedules.
Because it's seen as a fixed, unchangeable fact, even though it's in the future.
Kinda, yeah. It's treated as part of a regular, established schedule.
Wow, okay. So English is really flexible here. It's not just one rule fits all for the future.
Not at all. Understanding these different forms lets you be much more precise and, frankly, sound more natural. You can really fine-tune your meaning.
So thinking about, someone listening right now, how can they actually start using these confidently? Any practical tips?
Practice is everything. The source had a great suggestion. Just try talking about your future plans out loud, every day.
Even simple stuff.
Yeah, exactly like their example. Tomorrow, I'll start a new book. Just saying it helps lock it in.
Verbalizing it makes it stick. It's your mouth used to the patterns.
Exactly. It moves from passive knowledge to active use.
For us.
Using future tenses in, say, personal notes or maybe a voice diary.
Oh, like a low-pressure practice zone?
Precisely. You can experiment without worrying about making mistakes in front of someone.
And Ginger Test had that challenge, right? By next week, I will have watched 5 Ginger Test videos.
Yeah, that was clever. Using the future perfect to set a learning goal.
It makes the practice specific and goal-oriented.
Absolutely. Setting small goals using the grammar you're learning is a fantastic way to make it stick. Turns knowing about it into knowing how to use it.
Okay, great tips. So just to pull it all together again, can we do a quick recap of those 4 main will tenses with simple examples?
Sure. We had simple future I will go.
Okay.
Future continuous I will be going.
Right. The ongoing action.
Future perfect I will have gone.
Completed by a future point.
And future perfect continuous I will have been going.
The duration leading up to a future point.
Always.
Got it.
Seeing them laid out like that really highlights the different angles they offer on the future.
Definitely shows the nuance.
And the best way to really feel those differences.
Try using them.
Yeah. Pick one and try it in your next conversation. See how it lands.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, the big takeaway is understanding these different future forms gives you much more precision, right?
Absolutely. More accuracy, more confidence when you're talking about anything that hasn't happened yet.
You've basically gained a richer toolkit for expressing plans, predictions, ongoing future activities, completed future actions.
All with more clarity and hopefully more ease.
So maybe take a moment now, think about your own plans. Big ones, small ones, even just later today. How would you talk about them using these tenses we've covered? Does one feel like a better fit than another for a specific plan?
And if any questions came up for you during this, maybe jot them down, explore them a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, language learning is always a journey, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Keep asking questions.
Okay, well, we'll leave you with this final thought, kind of inspired by our source.
Yeah.
The best way to predict your future, maybe even shape it, is to speak about it clearly, with intention.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.